Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. My name's FM18, and you're watching the Dafuge Challenge, episode 87, with Enfield Town FC. We're off to a really good start this season, and I'm not quite sure why. But we'll get to that in just a minute. I scheduled a lot of friendlies against a lot of Premier League teams because I wanted to earn some money, and earn some money I did, not only from the fees, but in the home TV fees as well. As you can see here, we made about £100,000 in TV fees. And we gave some of the teams a pretty good run for their money. A 1-1 draw at Crystal Palace. Chelsea thumped us 5-2. Man United thumped us 4-0. Arsenal absolutely walloped us 7-2. We gave Liverpool a run for their money, 5-4. Man City should have been a lot closer. They got a couple easy goals that we just never should have given up. Beat us 4-2. Everton got a goal and then absolutely parked the bus. And then it was time to pick the boys' spirits up. I didn't schedule any more Premier League teams after Everton. We played Orient and absolutely walloped them 5-1. Woking is our affiliate that we went away to, and I had a pretty heavily rotated side, beat them 2-1. And then we went to Colchester and drew. My goal for this season is to avoid the relegation battle again. And we got off to a really good start. First up, Portsmouth. And we won this game 3-0. Hank Kramer, a 36-minute goal. Tom Collins, a 8th-minute goal. Right before the half. Simon Constable, a 75th-minute goal off a set piece. We were absolutely on this game. 19 shots, 11 on target. We could have had more goals if any one of the three woodwork hits had gone in. A 63% possession advantage. Portsmouth was absolutely gobsmacked. 4 shots, none on target. The second half, they completely shut it down. And you could tell because I think we had maybe 5 shots the second half, all of which were on target, by the way. But we put the boot on their neck, and we kept squeezing, and finally at the end, the whistle blew. Next up came Cambridge United in our Carabao Cup first-round game. I was expecting us to do better against a League 2 team. They took us to penalties. And it wasn't like we didn't have our chances. 18 shots, 8 on target, 62% possession. Cambridge had 9 shots, 2 on target. Everybody on the team did a pretty credible job, except Kramer, who was just, I guess, after that first game, was just off. I really thought we were in trouble when we picked up the 3 yellow cards in extra time. And then the shootout came. Kennedy whiffed. Sackhoff hit the crossbar, and that was all she wrote. Ward was really good between the sticks. We were kind of wild in front of the goal, to put it nicely. A bit miffed that it took penalty shots to beat Cambridge United, but I am happy with the win. We then were away at Cardiff, and we won . And we won this game 3-1. Hank Kramer, a 9th-minute goal. Phil Colwell, a 14th-minute goal. Yari had a 43rd-minute goal. Cardiff was better than us from an offensive stats point of view. 12 shots, 7 on target. We only had 8 shots, 4 on target, but again, we had a huge possession advantage, and I sat the second half. which may have been a mistake because Kelly scored his goal, and then I went to the control, and we did a lot better job controlling the ball of all things. Imagine that. But 3 wins in a row is something I'm not quite sure we did last season. No, the best we did last season was 2 games in a row. So already, we're better this season than we were last season. And then came Bristol City, and we won that game 3-1. Stankovic had a 24th minute goal, Frazier a 26th minute goal, Yari had an 83rd minute goal. Bristol City broke up the clean sheet with an O'Reilly goal in the 89th minute, but they should have done it earlier when Bakayoko missed a penalty kick. Ward actually made a really nice save on it. Ward had an excellent game. He ended up on a 7-5. The whole team played really well. And the only player who was quote-unquote average was Tom Collins, and he came on as a 71st minute replacement. And frankly, Bristol City made it easy for us when Niambi got sent off in the 77th minute after a second yellow card. We had 10 shots, 3 on target. They had 8 shots, 3 on target. Again, we had a huge possession advantage. I'm not quite sure why. I don't think I have retained possession turned on, but if I do, I'm definitely going to keep it, especially if it leads to victories like this. So, we were riding high, we were feeling good, and then we played West Ham, recently relegated down to the championship, and they thumped us 4-0. Those of you who have been following the series for a while will remember this gentleman right here, Juanjo Blanco, 4.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. At the time, I think the last time we looked at him, he was valued about $27 million, if not more, and he's still making a lot more money. At one point in time, he was making more money than my entire team put together. And he just absolutely dominated us in our Carabao game, if I remember correctly. But yeah, he's still on their team. He's not playing striker, though. He's playing advanced mid-left. And maybe they were upset at the game we gave them last time because they just shut us down. 4-0. Espinoza had a 22nd minute goal. Faye had a 61st and 81st minute goal. And then Colwell had the most unfortunate own goal I've seen in a long time. It was a set piece, corner kick in. He jumped up, and it literally bounced off his head and went past Ward's outstretched arms and into the net for the score. They just shut us down. We had 3 shots, 2 on target, even though we had a slight possession advantage. And you can definitely tell they are a quality team. They kept a lot of their players. And those are Premier League players. And they're a little bit faster than my guys and a little bit better technically than my guys. And they put it to us. Exeter City is a League 2 team, and we beat them 4-2. It took a little bit, but Stankovic announced himself to the championship and English football as a whole with a hat-trick performance. Goals in the 17th, 18th, and 50th minutes. Hank Kremer also had a 37th-minute goal. David Mazzucci had a brace of goals for Exeter City, but we were better than them all game. 11 shots, 5 on target. Again, a decent possession advantage. Exeter City had 7 shots, 2 on target. After Stankovic's 3rd goal in the 50th minute, they sat back, dared us to come after them. I really didn't press it. I didn't want to try and bottle it and throw the game away. I'm hoping for at least a decent cup run this year in the FA Cup and the Carabao. Not just for the money, but we need to build up our reputation as well. We're still 2.5-star national reputation. Then came a couple of games that, I'll be honest, the Barnsley game, we should have gotten a lot more from. We had 20 shots, but only 3 were on target. We had a huge possession advantage. And a lot of our shots they weren't wild. They weren't like this shot here. They were really, really close. But it was frustrating because, 20 shots, but only 3 on target. It was we should have gotten more from this game. We should have beaten them probably by 3 goals, if not more. And we followed up with a draw at Fulham. And this was a game Fulham probably felt they should have gotten more from. They had 20 shots, 5 on target. We had 10 shots, 2 on target. Colwell had a 35th minute penalty kick goal for us. Ollie Watkins equalized with a goal in the 51st minute for them. Possession was pretty equal. I mean, for the most part, we had more tackles. They had slightly more headers. They also had 2 yellow cards. Their average rating was better than ours, and they just really turned it on the second half. I mean, they had 15 more shots in the second half than they did the first half. And as you can see, a lot of them were from distance. I think they were just impatient. It was one of those cases, player has the ball, player shoots the ball. Ward, again, made a couple really nice saves. The defense stepped up. Barry had an 8-1. Durante had a 7-3. I think we were lucky to escape with the draw here. So today we are going to play a home and home. Crystal Palace and then Burnley in the Carabao Cup third round. The reason I'm playing Palace is because they're the English team I support. At least, let me rephrase that. They're the Premier League team I support. I'll be honest, I don't know why. I think it's because I used to see them on TV all the time when I lived overseas in England as a kid. It was always Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. And this was the early 80s. So maybe that explains a lot. I'll have to go back and check. But I don't know. They're always they're always my offline save. They have been since FM18. I can't explain it. It's just one of those things. But we're going to play them at home, and then we're going to come back for Burnley at home as well, play Brentford in the interim. Palace has been a yo-yo team the past 5 seasons running. They get relegated from the Premier League, finishing in 19th place. They finished second in the Championship. They finished 19th in the Premier. Second in the Championship, 19th in the Premier. Currently, they're only 9th, but it's early days. So I'm going to set my best 11, and we will come back with the Crystal Palace game in just a bit. Well, against Crystal Palace, this is the team we're playing today in the 4-3-3 DM narrow. Ward in goal, Gardner, Barry, Durante, and Colwell as the defensive back four. Lentil is the roaming playmaker in the defensive midfielder position behind Collins and Knight. Kramer, Stankovic, and Rivero up top as the strikers. We're playing counter-flexible with this tactic, retaining possession, playing out of the defense, working the ball in the box, closing down more, being more disciplined, a little bit higher tempo, and dribbling less. I'm hoping that by playing the possession game, we can frustrate them. I'm happy with the draw. We're moving right to left in the white. Collins just got injured. Well, and Collins got injured 6 minutes into the game. Okay. Now we'll bring on O'Hare for Collins. Skip got injured a couple games ago. Actually, Skip got injured about 4 weeks ago. He's back, but he's not entirely match fit or healthy. He's only good for maybe 30 minutes. So we'll leave him off the field for now. What did Collins go out injured with? Let's see here. Potential groin injury. Okay, that could be a while. Well, we got the possession advantage, but it doesn't seem to matter to Crystal Palace as they've had 7 shots, 5 on target. Celso with the kick taps it over to O'Hara. To Brennan. Closed down by Stankovic, who kicks it away up to Kramer. I don't know what that was. It was horrible is what that was. Danzo with a throw-in. And Ward catches it out of the air. Very nice there. He sends it out to Colwell. To Durante. Kicks it back to Ward. I'm not a fan of that. Barry sends it up. Brennan steps in front of it for Crystal Palace, but he sends it to O'Hare. Kramer has it, but O'Hara runs it down. Taps it up to Woodburn. Passes it out to Hines, all alone on the left. Oh, this is bad. Kelso, wide right. Okay. I'm saying Kelso. It might be Celso, but I'm saying Kelso. I'm going to totally jinx us here. I'm going to praise the boys, and Palace will score right before the half. Kelso taps to O'Hara on the penalty kick. Oh, up to Kelso all alone. Oh, off the crossbar. We dodged a bullet there. Well, it may not be the best plan in the world, but it's certainly working. We've had 2 shots, 1 on target, 53% possession. Palace has had 14 and 7. Yeah, I'm going to take Lentil off the roaming playmaker and just make him a flat-out defensive midfielder. I'm going to take O'Hare off the Mazzola and make him a deep-lying playmaker on defend. Okay, moving left to right now. Ward with a goal kick. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Smith collects it for Palace. Over to Danzo. Up to Woodburn. Long pass across the field to Richardson, who runs past Gabriel, who misses the tackle. Oh, kicked away, but O'Hara's there. Kelso at the top of the box, and his shot is wide left. Honestly, I think if Palace was a little bit more patient. Throw in. Kelso to Richardson. To Hines, and there they are. Off the post and in for the goal. Decent crowd at our rented stadium tonight. I'm hoping Palace travel well. And all my forwards are having a horrible, horrible game. We are going to bring Stankovic off and bring on Mackin as a target man in support. And we're going to bring O'Hare off and bring on Skip as a ball-winning midfielder on support as well. Palace has really slowed it down this second half. Coming up on 75 minutes. You know what? At 80, we're going to go to the attack. See if we can't get one back. I don't see it happening, guys. Now, Palace's ball in the throw-in. Zemansky to Vitagliano, to O'Hara, to Richardson, to Buckley. Skip steps up in front of it, but kicks it right to Ramsden, who sends it to O'Hara. Brown, back out to Ramsden. Long pass in, but it's knocked out, and that is the game. Well, the good news is we held them to 1. The bad news is that's all they needed. I wonder what the Collins injury is. Let's find out. 4 to 7 weeks. Okay. Well, I'm going to play the Brentford game offline. We will come back with the Carabao Cup game against Burnley in just a bit. Well, we had a good game against Brentford. The bad news is that our £1.9 million striker has yet to score. The good news is that our young striker has really stepped up. I am still trying to figure out what this shot is. I think it may be one that they kicked and it caromed off one of the Enfield players and went out of bounds. But that is the craziest thing I've seen today on Football Manager. And admittedly, it's late. Well, having listened to last episode, recording this game a couple of days later, I realized I left my filter off, which is why it sounds as bad as it does. Pibcac error on my part, but hopefully this will sound better. Today against Burnley, we are playing our 4-3-3 with Ward in goal, Gardner, Durante, McNally, and Colwell as the defensive back 4, Knight, Lentil, and O'Hare as the midfield 3, Kramer, Stankovic, and Rivero up top as the strikers. Colwell with a throw in McNally. Back to Ward. Durante sends it to Gardner, who centers it to Knight. Up to Kramer. Back to O'Hare. Taps it up to Lentil. Stankovic has it to Rivero. Out to Colwell on the right. Crosses it in, and Stankovic is there and directs it into the goal. Oh, he was offsides? What the hell? Guys, come on. McNally with the free kick. Knight, Lentil out to Rivero on the right. He crosses it in. Cesar knocks it out. Lentil's there, though. Oh, Knight's shot goes off the crossbar and out. Would have been a nice long goal. Well, coming up on a half hour. We're 4 shots, 2 on target, and a huge possession advantage, but we're just not doing anything with it against Burnley. And no one's just having a really good game except Colwell. I have to pull O'Hare off probably about the 60-minute mark. Moth with the throw-in to Gattinger. Sends it back to Moth. To Fred. His shot's blocked by Ward, but Restrepo is there. Gets the rebound and sends it past him. Well, Ward made one good save, couldn't make the second. And Stankovic got injured. Okay, we'll bring Mackin on. Make him a target man on support. Bring Frazier on for O'Hare. Colwell with a throw-in to Knight. Sends it up to Rivero, who crosses it. Mackin's there, and he skies it over the crossbar. Giraldo with the ball. Out to Cesar. O'Neill. Back to Giraldo. To Brereton. Out to Gattinger on the left. To Moth. Back out to Gattinger. Centers it in. Brereton scores. Oh, I don't think we're getting mugged by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a game we should have won. O'Neill to Giraldo. To Cesar. To Swift. Back to Cesar. To Giraldo. To Brereton. They're just playing keep away. Blow the whistle. And there we go. And Stankovic was injured. Let's see what happens here. 4 to 7 weeks. I think we're going to come back for Sheffield Wednesday Reading. And we're back to last season's performance. Lose bad, draw hard, scrape a win out every once in a while. Well, I don't think there's any shame in losing to Crystal Palace. They're definitely a better team than we are. Losing to Burnley, though, that was a game we should have had. We're just as good as them, if not a little bit better in some positions. And going out early isn't really going to help us build our reputation by any stretch of the imagination either. And frankly, that's the one thing that's really holding us back. Players don't want to come to us because our reputation's so low, and until we build our reputation up, players aren't going to want to come here. But I can't build my reputation up until I get better players here to help make that happen. It's a never-ending cycle. As it stands, I think those 4 victories at the beginning of the season are really going to help us out. I really want to avoid the relegation fight this year. But in order to do that, we need to start winning more games, and we need to stay healthier. And with Stankovic out and Collins out, that just got a lot harder. They're 2 of my better players. Collins, I don't call his name a lot, but he's solid in the midfield. He's the guy that pulls everything together. And while he's out, we're going to struggle. I just know it. We've got 5 games until we come back for Sheffield Wednesday and Reading. Hopefully we can win the majority of those, or not lose them at least. I'd be happy with that too. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticism, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM18. I thank you for watching.